Good afternoon or good morning, good morning, good morning, my fellow loved ones. How y'all doing out there? Man, I got cloudy, overcast here in Fort Worth, Texas. It's another day living the life of a dream. That's what this is. And we wake up one day, or we're going through an awakening right now, and then we wake up for real and we'll be out this mother effer. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Oh, I'm so excited what's to come. I'm so excited what's to come. Nothing to fear, nothing to fear at all. Just lots of revelations. Apocalypse is awesome. The revealing of some amazing truths. For real, straight up for real. Like, and it's so true how the system that we're in is so flawed. Okay, like you got the justice, not the justice, but you got the government. Okay, the system of the government. Okay, you take that right there. How it was intended, it was amazing. Like a great freaking establishment at first, right? But it paved the way, and the people that knew this, the ones played along and acted like they was for the people. It's by the people, for the people. It's just supposed to be the servants, it's supposed to be our servants. But they're not our servants. They take positions of power, and they dominance over us. And you do this and you do that. You better obey, or you're gonna get my big, huge, massive foot up your freaking ass. And that's what it is. And so right there, that's already, it's not by the people, for the people, of the people, right, at all. You know, Two, okay, so to get bills passed, for anything to go and happen for us, to help us out, make life easier on us, to open more doors, or and shut doors on things that were no good for us. So you got the Democrats and you got the Republicans, right? And my opinion, I just think Democrats are straight up demons now. The ones that are there now, the ones that got this agenda, they're straight demonic, evil, no good. Now the ones with the virtue and they're sincerely about helping and being a servant to this nation. Okay, they're what's up. They're cool. They're good by me. Starting to see Republicans now, really though, man, they can be awesome as well. Cause Trump, man, like it's horrible. He didn't win this election, man. This country's gonna go to freaking ruins now. Because people don't want to open up. They don't want to see. They want to stay blind. They love their fake news. They love to hate. They love to whatever, man. Like, get rid of all that stuff. Get rid of all that extra weight you carrying around, man. Like, that's what we need to be doing right now. It's just about to happen, about to ascend, man, and it's gonna be glorious. But if you're not ready, you're gonna perish. And you're gonna have to start over. Not start over, but you gotta start off. Start over in a new life. But where you're at now. And pick back up. Hopefully you can get there next time. But hopefully you make it and then you get to ascend and hallelujah. Be with all your galactic loved ones out there. I hope that for everybody, man. I really do. But so for any bills to get passed, right? Any bills at all to get passed, okay? So but the Democrats write this bill up, right? So Democrats write a bill up. All Republicans are going to vote against it, okay? So then that makes it to where that one does not get passed because it's not majority vote. It doesn't get the only bills that get a majority vote get to get passed. So Democrats write it, and Republicans don't nope, knock it down. Republicans write a bill, Democrats what they do, vote against it, knock it down. And then what happens is, so Republicans thought, hey, that was actually a pretty good bill. We're gonna word it in our terms. We're gonna word that same bill up, but just put it in our words, so it's just slightly different in certain areas, basically the same exact thing. And then it gets passed because the Republicans are like, well, that's what we were wanting to do. We want that. Let's go with that. Good to go. So like that back and forth bullshit of whose dick is bigger, or freaking who's got the longer cock on this one. No. So that's why it's so slow. That's why it takes forever things to get done. It's just very flawed system. Very, very flawed system. Like, it's got to come down. Like, for anything to get better, it's got to get worse, right? So, and it's not going to be an easy thing to do. The ones in power do not want to lose their power. They were afraid of this day. They hated the fact this day was coming. They knew it was coming. and it's here, it's upon us, you know. And it's just it's amazing, amazing, you know, the audacity and just the evilness, the cruel evilness, and sheer just will to obliterate us, because you got, you know, the news, which, you know, it gets people so hyped up on, you know, the left versus the right, so hyped up on hating Trump or being for Trump, so wrapped up in this election that just passed, you know. It even got me right, you know, into it, man, like, because this is the most important one of our lives, you know. But at the same time, it's not important, really, you know. It really doesn't matter either one, you know. 'Cause I know who's ruler of my life, you know, and ain't no government, you know, it's gonna be, you know. But they might say that in the Bible, but my God says no, you know. Your government is evil and wicked. You don't gotta follow their ways or their rules. So I'm sorry, just but but yeah, so, you know, they get the news, which is leading us in utter getting us all against each other, dividing us up, keeping us way divided, you know, can't agree on shit. Um, and then you know, and then they got the music out there that's promoting everything sinful, everything wrong, everything bad that you can do just to destroy and keep you down, keep you low, keep you broke, keep you spending money, and the violence, you know, it's all spreading violence, you know. And saying, if you know, like the song, you know, I heard, you know, because if you're not white supremacist, then you must be Antifa, you know, like you got, you know, what, there's polar opposites, but they're both the same thing. There's no difference between the two, you know what I'm saying? Like, um, you like, awesome book to read, like amazing book to read. You want to become a master of your life. You want to become a master of your life and to control your life, and the value and the value and the, that's where I'm looking for, the value and the quality of your life. Read the book, The Seven Hermetic Principles. Yeah, the Seven Hermetic Principles, and it's the Kabbalah, starts with a K, it's KYB, okay, so look it up, Seven Hermetics, Seven Hermetic Principles, and I'm telling you that right there, like, it lays out an amazing foundation, and it really helps you see things like through like the real lens that was meant to be seen through. Who the ones in power have always known. That's how they got. That's why, you know, like, and they suppressed it from us, you know, for all this time until now. You know, they can't keep it out from people no more. You know, it's done in our hands. We got the books out there, and now we know, and now we can walk in our true power and our true selves. You know, and we can come together, stop being divided and fighting over stuff that doesn't matter, really. It really doesn't matter. What matters is the people in your around you. Do you love and care about them? Do you make sure that they are okay? Like, if they need you, are you there for them? Like, do you go out your way and do you help, you know, someone that needs help? You know, like, or are you stuck? It's all about you, what you're gonna do to succeed and further yourself. You know, like, if you're just all about you and win and gang, you know what I'm saying? Then you miss the point of life. I'm telling you, man, it's about each other. It's about coming together. It's about loving one another. It's you know, for me, okay, for me, that's my truth. You know, it may be not for someone else, but that's what I've come to learn, the real meaning of life. You know, you come here to learn to love, you learn what love is, learn what love is about, and also hate and evilness too. You come here to learn about that as well. You know, I've had my time spending my time with the evilness and hatred and depression and all that bad stuff. You know, and you know, come here to learn, you know, and learn to deal and decide, you know, to polarize. You can become dark or you can become light. You know, it's your choice. You know, no one's going to go where they don't want to go. But we are going to go, and it's about to happen. Yeah, so just, you know, people in power, you know, and they're just laughing because, you know, they basically have won, you know, but at the same time they didn't win because of people like me. And I know there's a bunches of people like me out there, and you guys are freaking awesome, like, for real, like, that can open your eyes up to all this and just see, you know, and then even though no see through all the lies and BS, you still know that God is real, is true, and that we are source, and that God is us. We are God experiencing life itself. He knows all things. He is all things. But to experience life, he had to become flesh, and so he puts his souls, which is us, into, and we experience life. And sending all that data back to him. It's like everything's like being recorded. It's like the other side. There's like their TV is us. But we got the TV. We got TV here. It's like, okay, as above, so below. We're sitting there watching the screen. Well, they're in this room right now, watching me right now. Straight up, like that's just, and that's the reality of it. And it blows your mind. Like, sit there and just stare at your bed. Just sit there and stare at your bed and just be real calm, real quiet, and just look. I'm telling you, you will see it move. You will. And it's just like, something's there. Something's there. I'm not seeing what's going on. Like, I'm telling you, like, or maybe the bed will jiggle. No one, in the room, you don't got no animals. Like just little things, and there's other experiences that can be way profound that just to let you know that there's the other side. There's the God. There's other realms. There's other dimensions to be in, and for that to be true, there has to be a good one, and there has to be one that is dark and void of stuff. Now is there a hell or eternal damnation? No. An all-loving, benevolent God does not create a hell of suffering. That's not a loving God. I'm sorry, that is a man-made God, a vengeful, wrathful, jealous, man-made God, okay? I don't serve that God, and I hope people are waking up to the truth and are realizing that yes, they even fooled us with the Bible. That was power, control, and manipulation to sit here and keep us divided, to keep us ignorant, to keep us from learning the arts of the universe, from learning astrology and numerology, and learning these things to connect us with what really is. Like God made these things for us to connect to, for us to interpret. To say they're dark and evil is just beyond me. Like how, and then that was the church, because they don't want you to know that the power is within you. They want you to think they got the power, they got the knowledge. That you want to get close to Jesus and know Jesus better. You come to us. We got Jesus for you, and we know all about him. Okay. Well, really, they don't know crap about Jesus and what he really taught. Or if they do, they don't listen to his message, because check this out. What is Jesus Mark? It's Mark something, right? Something or another, but it is Mark. Okay. Right there. There's two things that he says. Never ever never judge anybody. Judge nobody, lest ye be judged. And never condemn anybody. No condemnation. You're not going to condemn no one for nothing, because you can end up doing the same thing or end up in the same situation one day, or may have had before, and that's not your place, not your right. You're not walking in their shoes. Okay, don't do it. Never to be done. Right? What does the church do? What do they say? Okay, they say, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and he died for your sins, you're going to hell. Well, to me, that sounds a whole lot like judgment and condemnation to me. So, right there, only thing Jesus ever asked anybody, and he performed all those miracles. Yes, he did. He was a man of flesh. They try to say he was God. He was not God. He had a true divine connection to God that's been unheard of since. Or no one's equaled it. I don't feel like, since him. But he had a connection beyond anyone here, But for him to be the Messiah, the real Messiah, for him to be who he was, he had to be born from a man and a woman. It had to be done that way, because that's he was to show us what we're capable of who we can really be. Because he said, these things that I do, y'all will be able to do much greater things. You know what I'm saying? So and he says, everything I'm teaching you, everything that I can do and everything I'm telling you, it's all you. You have it within you. You can do this and be this as well. And and that's just awesome. This is awesome, and so, but they manipulate his words. They manipulate scripture to sit there and say, oh, well, for one, making him God. He's not God, okay? He is the Messiah. Totally believe that. But if this offends you, I'm so sorry. But you know what? When you wake up, you learn the truth, and the truth is actually quite beautiful, man. It's so freeing. It takes the stones that should be in a perfectly flowing river instead of this jaggedy, rockety rift raft of a belief system that's just flawed because man wants to control and manipulate you. You know, it's just it's crazy, but coming in this knowledge and knowing it to be true in your heart, not a bad thing. Like, like that's what Jesus said. There is no sin apart. Just love. That's the point of life. Love, you know. And do we do that at all times? No, we don't. But as long as we do our best, you know what I'm saying? Like, just do the best that we can. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna make it. We just gotta come together. Stop being against each other, man, and we can rise above all this. And the more and more of us that can wake up to these truths and start getting on the same wavelength, we'll all connect, and we will freaking, man, they're scared of that. They don't want that. That's why they've kept this knowledge from us, because they know the power we have. We are to be beings that, what I think, I think it says, that we're going to ascend, and this battle on earth is going on now, right? And it's a battle of dark and light, and if light's going to win. But if darkness were to win, they would enslave us forever, and we would be slaves to the system, and we would be more entrenched in this artificial matrix that they're keeping on pressing us towards and more towards and more towards, that we would end up being just like the damn Matrix movie, like for real. But what's really going to happen, though, because God is so good and He created us this way, that we're such awesome beings, and we're to liberate the universe of darkness. Like, we're going to be we are God. We are the most, like, the human being is like the highest of the beings. Like to say angels are higher than us. Well, for right now they are. But once we ascend and we become fifth dimensional, human beings that we're going to be, like, the things we're going to be able to do, our abilities, we will be vanquishing darkness everywhere, all throughout the universe, and that's a beautiful thing. Like, that's a life I want to sign up for. Like, I know I signed up for this one. Whatever I know I wanted to come here because I wanted to ascend. I know that for sure. Like, it's an opportunity of once in a how many bajillions or millions of years, and we get to be here for it, and it's awesome. And we chose it. No one forced us to come. We chose it, and but at the same time, though, you couldn't just be anybody, like you had to to earn it, deserve it. You have to be worthy of the volunteering to come here. And it's just a beautiful thing, really, really, really beautiful thing. Lots of souls, they're scared. They won't even ever come live a life, They won't. And let's always talk about living other lives. Well, we are eternal beings. We live forever. Okay. We were conceived in the mind of God all at the same time. We're all the same age. We just came at different times. Okay. But we were all conceived in the mind of God at once, right? And then, so some people come down and live 15 lives. Some people come and live 3 lives. You can tell by, that's an old soul. This dude's like, how old? And he seems like he's like, 45? And he's 20? Like, that's an old soul right there. And then you got people that are like 50 years old, and they still think that they're teenagers, like my mama, she's got that issue, like, it's okay. That's just where they're at, and in the Bible, if you want to go back to that, so even in the Bible, they were very aware of reincarnation, because for them to sit there when the man who was born blind, right? They said, for this man to have been born blind, what sins must he have committed? What sins must he have committed to have been born blind? Whoa. How can you commit sin before you're born? To be born blind. That must mean you had to have sinned in another life bad enough to be born blind. But no, this is not the case. He was born blind, so that way I can show you what you will be able to do in my name. It's not even in His name, but you will be able to do because I teach you. So it is through Him, through Jesus Christ, we're able to do those same things, right? And you gotta be clean and sober, and you can come into your power, and you can just and it's freaking amazing. It feels like you got superpowers. You feel like you can do like you can just jump off the ground and fly away. Like you really feel that way. Like when you have an experience like that, it's truly, truly amazing. So um, man, I don't, I just want to help. I just want to do my part, I got a voice, and no one's got to hear it. Doesn't have to be heard, but I would, I do hope that it gets to somebody somewhere out there, and it makes sense to them, and that it gets them. You want to know the things I've been learning. Check out books by Sylvia Brown. Check out any hermetics, and you'll know what's light and what's dark, and whatever path you're on is what the books you want to read about. I'm a light being, so of course I read things telling me about the light, which also sheds light on the darkness, and how it's going to be here and what it's about and what its missions and how its tactics are, and how we can beat it and all that good awesome stuff. So yeah, man, it's really cool. It's really cool. But so I do these devotions though each day, and they're just scripture verses, from the Bible. But I had my first spiritual encounter moment happen that just completely defied all explanation and defied all rationality. That you just can't make sense of it. It's not for most minds to comprehend as being possible. So I don't like getting into it, but I can't help but to refer to it all the time because it just happened with the mark it left on me. It was truly amazing, right? And that was me believing what I believed with the Bible. It's just that you believe. It's that you have a heart, and that you know that there's a God, the universe, a source out there who loves you and cares about you deeply, immensely, right? And that you will devote yourself to that. You devote yourself all the way, like you quit the drugs, you quit this, you quit that, you quit everything bad that is hurt and negative in your life. It puts you down, and just start serving and loving yourself so you can serve and love others. That's the money ticket. That's where it's at. That's what and that's what opened the door. For me having experiences, right? And so it's just that you believe devoutly, believe wholeheartedly. Let it be on your mind day and night. Like the things of God, the things of the higher places are constantly on my mind, and I love that about me. I love that it's able to do that. I love that I'm able to constantly think about, of my family up there, of Him, of Mother God, that I got a mother and father, that I don't have the best earthly parents, but I've got perfect parents, that are freaking so amazing, like people that screw me over and do me wrong, do me bad, they get their karma of what they did to me. They get it right back, almost like it's so cool, because my mom and my dad, my real parents, man, they love their children. They love their children dearly, and you mess with their children, they gonna get you right back with the swiftness. And sometimes it can be much worse in a much worse way than what you do to that person, or it could just be the exact same thing, but now it's happening to you, you know, um, people like to call that karma, and it is, and to think that it's not karma, that's God, uh, um, what you sow, you reap what you sow, do. It's just a language. This is a word. This is a term. Don't get hung up on all that, on all the legality of the stuff, because that's just the church with this manipulation, control, and power, keeping their pockets full of the money, full of your money. Whenever you have everything within you, everything is within. It's all within. All the knowledge you seek, it's within. Let yourself guide you to it. Just and it's all mind blowing. It stimulates the mind. The more you learn about this stuff, look, to me it just blows me away. And it's so stimulating. And it's man, it's you don't ever need another drug again. Because I've had a drug addiction bad in my life. And this, but when you come into this is so awesome, and whoa, dude, it really does help to curve that. It really does help to curb your that desire to use and to get messed up, because then you're just wasting away your life and you're missing the point, and you don't get to experience it like you were supposed to, and you're just it's not going to be that great for you. And that's what I fear for myself, because I spent most of my life doing that, you know. And I just hope that there's mercy shown to me, and that I could still, you know, be with my family in the same, you know. I hope and pray. I think so. I think that's why I had the experience I did, but you know, I don't know. Doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna quit. Doesn't mean I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna keep doing my part. Keep loving and helping light the way, show the way. You know, I ain't no one special. Ain't nobody great at all. You know, I'm just another Joe Blow, but I got a voice in the heart, and I care, and I love all you out there, and I just want to see all y'all happy and smiling, and with your families and loved ones, and you know, and just making your life better, because when you can make your life better, then you make those lives around you better, which will make the world better, you know, and that's what it's all about. When you want to change the world, you start with yourself. But yeah, so that being said, scripture time. So okay, I got author of Jesus Call. Okay, so we got Jesus Today. That's Sarah Young, and it's so cool. Like hey, God, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it, loves to speak like, yeah, whatever you're going through your situation, like you'll like it's been like a week since I've done this, but I've done the devotion, right? So like, and it's gonna like pertain to like exactly what I need to hear, you know. Like I got 4 of them that I read, like at least 3 out of 4 of them are gonna like hit round the nail. Like, damn, I need to hear that. That was for me right there. Like, you know, that's what happens like when you go to church. You know, when you go to church, it's like, because it's you're getting lined up with, you know, with the path you're supposed to be on, you know, and that's all the universe had to go through to operate through was the church, because it knew that we were being lied to and fooled, and it couldn't help it. So that's where, you know, he poured his spirit out, you know, to you. But then on the truth though, then you really get all over the spirit, and then you really get liberated. And yeah, but okay. So, be of good courage, and I will strengthen your heart. I want my children to be brave, not cowardly. In fact, the Bible contains warnings of dire consequences for the cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers. When you're going through very tough times, there's no relief in sight. You usually start looking for a way out. These escapist longings stem from self-pity and a sense of entitlement. You think you deserve better conditions than your current situation, but when you think this way, you are ignoring my sovereignty over your life. Though your circumstances may indeed be painful and difficult, they are not worthless. So muster the courage to say yes to your life, trusting that I am in control and I am with you in your struggles. Come to me with a courageous heart, hoping in me, and I will bless you in many ways. Moreover, I will multiply your small act of bravery. I will strengthen your heart. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. And you who hope in the Lord. Psalm 31:24. The cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, those who practice magic arts, the idolaters, and all liars, their place will be in the fiery lake of burning sulfur. This is his second death. Revelation 21:8. See, the sovereign Lord comes with power, and his arms rule, and his arm rules for him. See, his reward is with him, and his recompense accompanies him. He tends his flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in his arms and carries them close to his heart. He gently leads those that have young. Isaiah 40:10-11. Okay, like again, I needed to hear that, man, because I'm gonna have to turn myself in. I'm about to have a warrant out for my arrest, and when I do, I gotta turn myself in. Like I've been ignoring this, and I've been not really reporting probation. I haven't been calling in or nothing. You know, I've been running from this, being cowardly. Now I don't agree with all this, because we do magic all the time. Like, you don't understand that when you visualize something, and then you speak it out loud, and then you get with another person, that you are saying, and that's a magical act. You create with your mind. You literally create your reality. The world that you live in, what you're surrounded with, what's going on in your life, is created by you, and you alone, with your thoughts and your actions. That's it. So magic is in everything. It's everywhere. Like, life is we were made magically. Like life is magical, you know. Like, and you're not gonna be in a fiery hell place, you know, for learning to actually do like the real deal magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying to do that. I haven't done that. I mean, I've written my letters, and I've written down some protection and some things that just give you the favor and the protection and good fortune of God. It's very good, and it's just crazy how they've used this to say it's as evil, it's as bad. This represents the devil. This represents 666. This is not good. When that is the opposite. That's not true. They just want you to think that because they don't want you to know it's actually good and could benefit your life very much. So just saying that, it's just insane how they fooled us and how long they've gotten away with it. And I'm just so glad that it's over with. We're done with it. We done did it, guys. We done made it through. We're on our last life here, and we have figured it out. We have unlocked the code, and now we have made it as far as we're gonna get, and it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place, but okay. Yeah, that's what I need to hear. I'm telling you, and it's nuts. So nuts. And I just want to say, like, for me, I'm a living example in that you don't gotta be no perfect BTC. No smoke, don't drink. I'm sorry, don't drink. Work, have a career, do everything right, like you're supposed to. Be good little church girl, church boy, and don't ever cuss. I'm doing it wrong. No sex for marriage. I'm doing that. Or you cannot be one of my chosen. You're not a son of mine. That's the first thing from the truth. I am highly blessed, and I really am. And I have not lived the best life. Like I have lived a very selfish life in ways, in terms of my addiction, But I know that I did in my life. I did what I came to do to the fullest, because I have always loved everybody that I've come across and gone out my way and done the most for any and every person that has needed me, or just that I seen that needed somebody or something. I've loved the most. I've given myself the most. So I didn't fail in this life. I seem like a failure to this world, but actually though, I kick butt, and it's awesome thing to know that I'm not a loser, and really, like, I've got it, and I did what I was supposed to do more than most. Right. So I just want you to show, like, this world's got you thinking life's about one thing, whenever God just says life's about love. Love. And you endure suffering. It's just places you're gonna suffer here. It's gonna happen. You're gonna have good times, you're gonna have bad times. But your suffering is only a state of mind that you have control of, and you don't have to suffer. You can control your. It's called mental alchemy. Okay. You be in that situation, but feel blissful, like you're having the most amazing thing happen to you right now. Because that feeling, you can recall it and bring it up and live in that feeling, live in that moment, and screw the pain you're supposed to be feeling. Like, why do that? Why not, when you can learn to overcome that pain and and feel the amazingness of the power that your mind can create. What? It's just really cool. Okay. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Deuteronomy 31:8. In the Bible, we often see the Israelites sending scouts ahead as they reported on potential dangers and enemies, many of which they many of which they had encountered and defeated on their journeys. They also blazed trails so that when they returned with the entire group, they would know how to proceed within the untamed area. They made sure it was safe for everyone to proceed before they all went charging in. They learned something that we as believers still know today. God is the ultimate scout, going ahead of us and preparing the path we are to follow. He equips us for the route we should take, warning us of danger, not protecting us from assaults by our enemy. Even when we can't see what's ahead, we can step out in faith, confident in God's guidance. The uncertainty of the future doesn't have to cause us fear or worry. Today, you don't have to worry about what lies ahead. God has already scouted it out. He will lead you. Just follow the trail of faith. Power lift. Lord, I give you thanks for all the ways that you go before me and prepare the way. Today, I want to follow you, stepping out in faith, even when I don't know what's around the corner. You know, and yeah, you know, just following the Lord, you know, just follow your heart. Follow what you believe in. Like, what you believe in doesn't matter. You know, religion has been used to separate us and divide us. But take your belief system. You know, okay, take an elephant for example. Okay, and you got 5 different people that are all blind. Okay, they're all blind. They can't see. So they got 5 people, and they put these 5 people around this elephant, in all in different all different positions of this elephant. And they tell each one to touch the elephant and describe what they feel. You know, so one person's touching, you know, like the foot. You know, one person's touching, you know, like the snout. One person is touching like the tail. You know, one person is touching, you know, another spot that's going to feel and be different than the rest of the spots the person's feeling, right? So they're all different, but it takes all of them to make up that elephant, right? It takes all the different parts of the elephant to be the elephant, okay? Same thing with religions, man. Like, they are always to source. And really all of them have amazingly awesome ways to connect with source, and then to utilize all of them, to utilize all those beliefs, man, like then you're like supercharged. Then you really got it figured out, you know. And that's what, you know, follow after God, follow after Jesus, follow after Yahweh, follow after Muhammad, follow after Buddha. You know, just do the most. You know, do the most. Push it to the limit. Push it all the way. Have no fear. Don't be afraid what no one thinks of you. Like screw that. Screw them. They can't get down with it if they can't sit and be your friend or agree or think anything good, but just only think bad and negative because of your beliefs and because of how far you're willing to go with them and take them. You know, like let them be where they're at. It's okay. Like, they're not gonna be with you when you go. Okay, you gotta realize that. Don't stay stuck with them. Don't perish with them. Please don't. You know, rise above with us, man. Like, rise above and be free and just live and love and get ready for your mission, your next mission, which is gonna be amazing. Like, and we're gonna remember it all. We're gonna remember everything, all of our other lives, who we really are. Like, it's gonna be freaking great. Like, it's just so awesome and exciting. Like, I just don't know how no one cannot care and like think about this stuff and like want to know about it. And like, it could be a concern or, you know, something that's like, man, I guess their gears turning. You know, like, I just don't just. But you know, we're all wired differently. We're all, you know, we're here for different reasons, different purposes. We're here to learn different things, and that's why we're all so different. Just because we're here for different reasons, you know. We're not all light, we're not all dark, and we're not all gray in the middle. We're not all in between. So, you know, it's life's going to look very different. It's going to matter. One life is not going to matter to the next. What's going to matter in one life is going to matter 10 times more to the next. You know, like, it's just. Oh, that cookie crumbs right there. Not good. One habit that's got to go, but I've stopped many other habits, and I'm getting them all cut out, knocked out here, you know, where it's about to be where I'm having to take nothing once I get off this methadone, and then I will be free of the toxins, you know, and I'll have to do that when I go turn myself in. I know that's why God has me right now in this situation. So when the moment happens, I will be clean and sober and not feeding any of my vices, you know, because you can't be doing that and then go to expect to ascend. I'm sorry, but you can't. You know, you have to, you know, let go of those things, those pleasures, those little, enticing in the moment, feel good things like those are what's gonna get you. And I just so just if you need to get away, get away. Like if you need to move, move. Like I'm telling you, like don't stay stuck where you're at, or you're not gonna go ahead. You're gonna go somewhere else. You have to do this all over again. I don't want to do. I really, really don't want to do, and I'm on them teetering, tottering line. And I'm cutting close because it's down to seconds left. We're down to seconds of in the grand scheme of things of this paradigm to transition to the next paradigm. And not death. There's no death. There's never death. There is just transformation of life. You transform this life into your energy, your essence, your being. When you die, you lose so much weight, decimals, of weight, because your soul, your energy leaves your body. What makes you, the God within you, ascend. You go to the next place. But that's the death ascension. We get to ascend with our bodies this time and become the crystalline beings that we're created to be, which are some badass freaking beings. Like, whoa, dude, like, it's okay, sorry, I just get on the anyway. So I'm just so excited about this stuff, man. And then too, I ain't been doing I'm like, like, it's like don't, it's like do as I say, not as I do. But like I am catching up is what I'm saying. I am catching up with that. And but the loving part and the being there for somebody and the doing the most and going out my way and serving others, that's one thing that I can say, that. So I mean, I know I've done my mission that I come to do, but it's now did I do what I need to do for me to be able to, and that's where my issue comes in line, and that's where I got what it takes. So I got the guts to turn myself in for a 2-year sentence, but this ain't gonna matter because, like we ain't gonna be here, we're gonna be here for it, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just gonna go down, and I just don't. It's scary. It's so scary the thought of I don't know how things are gonna go down and if they're gonna try to like obliterate a lot of us and kill a lot of us if we don't get to do that. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. And like I just want to be with my loved ones when that day comes, But I may not be able to, I may not be capable of doing that, and that's why I need to be incarcerated. I don't know. Only God does, and all things happen for a reason. Nothing by accident. Nothing accidental or mistakenly or by chance or coincidental. No, like everything is by design, on purpose. Like the universe speaks through. They call them coincidences because it's not what they are. They're not coincident. It's a coincidence that was it because it's not. It's like it's a sign. It's a message. The universe speaking to you, letting you know, hey, you're on the path. You're on the right path. You are on your beaten path, my man. Like that's what that is. Seeing numbers, like all the time, man. Like right now, I'm sure a lot of people experiencing this, but like I'm telling you, like I see the 1111, the 333, 222, 555. Like I'll see the triple digit numbers or the four digit numbers of all being the same, like all throughout each and every day. Like then that's your angels and your guides speaking to you, letting you know they're sending you messages, and each of them numbers mean something. They each mean something of their own. And they got their own unique message, and that's your family. That's your your loved ones out, on the other side, saying, hey, I'm here with you. I love you. We got you. You're doing good. Like keep fighting the good fight, man. And it's just so beautiful, so beautiful. Okay. It's gone for 44 minutes today. This one kind of long. Didn't mean to do that, but hopefully y'all enjoyed today. I don't know if you did or not. If you did, please like, please subscribe. I don't have content all the time, but I'm trying to do my best to put out, here from this day forth every day, some good stuff for y'all. Until I turn myself in. stuff y'all want to hear about, whatever, just leave a comment, anything, or you want to acknowledge me on, or help me to acknowledge you on, comment below. If I know, I will let you know what's up. If not, I'll find out. I'll point you in the right direction of someone or something, a book or whatever that does. So, but okay. Okay, the sacred service. I now rejoice in my sufferings for you, and fill up in my flesh what is lacking in the afflictions of Christ. Colossians 1:24. The Christian worker has to be a sacred go-between. He must be so closely identified with his Lord and the reality of his redemption that Christ can continually bring his creating life through him. I'm not referring to the strength of one individual's personality being superimposed on another, but the real presence of Christ coming through every aspect of the worker's life. When we preach the historical facts of the life and death of our Lord as they are conveyed in the New Testament, our words are made sacred. God uses these words on the basis of his redemption to create something in those who listen which otherwise could never have been created. If we simply preach the effects of redemption in the human life instead of the revealed divine truth regarding Jesus himself, the result is not new birth in those who listen. The result is not new birth in those who listen. The result is a refined religious lifestyle, and the Spirit of God cannot witness to it, because such preaching is in a realm other than his. We must make sure that we are living in such harmony with God that as we proclaim his truth, he can create in others those things which he alone can do. When we say, what a wonderful personality, what a fascinating person, and what a wonderful insight, then what opportunity does the gospel of God have through all of that? It cannot get through, because the attraction is to the messenger and not the message. If a person attracts through his personality, that becomes his appeal. If, however, he is identified with the Lord himself, then the appeal becomes what Jesus Christ can do. The danger is to glory in men, yet Jesus says we are to lift up only him. See John 12:32. So, there is some validity in that, in the sense, but we are here to develop self, to find out who you are, to know thyself. To know thyself is to know God. Okay, and so to sit here and be basically robots, and everyone just be like Christ, like Christ came to say that we have the same abilities and powers that he does, and that's true. We're all divine. We are all divine beings. Like, he's divine. He's not divine because God put the seed in Mary. His spirit, his Holy Spirit did not. No, I'm sorry. It's a beautiful story. I'm sorry to bust your little bubble. For that to be comforting, and God loves us so much to do that. He went to that cross. And they beat him to death. But he didn't do that to die for our sins to save us. He did that because that's how much he loved God, that if his message were to mean anything, he'd have to face what was coming his way. He would have to face their judgment, or else his message, everything he talked about, would have been a sham. It would have had no power, no validity, even though he did those amazing acts through God, and Mother God. They don't put that in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? So he had to be born like a normal man and die like a normal man, and he eventually, he survived the cross. When he was given a drink, it had medication in there that put him in a coma-like state, and when he arose from the tomb, that's why people saw him after he died. And it's an amazing, beautiful story. It sounds great, sounds good, but they got you guys. They fooled you there, man. And it's okay though, because it's not like, oh man, so my faith is gone, what I believe is shattered. No, by no means, man. It's so much bigger, so much better than what you were taught, than that way of thinking, than that knowledge. It's you want to love and do the most in your own way. That's okay. To be like Christ, but sit here and ooh, look at me, I'm all shiny, I'm cool, look at my appeal, look at my sex appeal, look at whatever, whoop de whoop, all those things, yeah. And when it comes to that, You know, like when people are into you because of you and not into you because of the message you're bringing, then okay, but that's not on you though. Like if someone should listen to you, if you're speaking and bringing good knowledge or bringing good truth, and and you know bringing the message of God to people, you know, then what should be important anyways is that message, you know, and if that person has a good appeal, you know, or a personality that is not like most, then hey, so be it. But I'm not listening because I'm listening because of that message, right? Or, you know, like, and that dude is just like bad. He just does not know how to speak. He's stuttering. He can't talk right. He this, he that. But you know what? I mean, he brings a good word. He brings some enlightening knowledge to me. And man, like I wouldn't know things I know today if it weren't for him. You know, like, and that's awesome. And so now I get to know God in a way that's special to me and dear to me, and so much more empowering and just beautiful and just than I would have had if it weren't for that person. And I thank that man, and I lift him up and bless him. You know, like that's what it should be at. It's right there, boom. You know, like. You know, and God, you know, God, Jesus Christ, you know, I mean, he's really sad to know, you know, he is really sad to know how we've turned this around, and you know, and we didn't do it, or, well, we know we did, back when we were alive in that time, you know, whatever we're part of, you know, like, you know, like, the Roman Christians is what obliterated any other form of Christianity. The Gnostic Christians, those man, those were the devout. Those were the ones that like knew what was up and they couldn't be controlled. They couldn't be contained. They couldn't be told that God was outside of them. They couldn't be told that you've got to come to me to know God and be saved. Like no, like I know my God. My God's right here. I am He. He is I. So as above, so below, as within, so without. You know, like they knew this stuff, right? And they knew that when Jesus came and spoke and taught truths about God. You know, he didn't come preaching, oh, you got to, you know, be saved when I die and all that. He never preached none of that. You know what I'm saying? So like what Jesus came to preach was like very good stuff, and like, but he was more Gnostic than anything. And the Roman Christians obliterated him. You know, just obliterated him. You know, but not all the way, because you know. The texts that were able to survive, and then through word of mouth passed down through the ages, man, like, you know, and then souls like me that, you know, that your higher stuff guides you to it and brings people into your life that, you know, wow, here's a ring right now. It brings people into your life that just open doors that just are, that's really cool. Whoa, the ring is crazy. That's thank you for that one. I like that. Yeah, and that's you ringing in your ears. That's your angels like telling you like, ding ding ding. You just hit a good seed. It's so like that's very important. So that's important. Then I must talk about that real quick. So, like, I you know, no one could ever get me to not believe in God and Jesus Christ, whatever. Not learning that this world's a sham. Not learning that this government is for lack of a better term, run by an Illuminati group that wants to kill, steal, and destroy our lives. You know, and I was, you know, I mean, nothing, no one could rock my faith. Could get me not to believe, to get me to doubt my God ever again. Okay, because for a while there, I struggled with him. I struggled to believe that there could be a God that could allow such heinous, senseless, destroying acts to take lives of people that did not deserve to go. You know, like let me go, like let them stay, like they were loved, like they were awesome, they were dear to me. Let them stay. I will take their place. Let me go. You know, they should not let they not have to leave this earth. And I got mad because like wait, you know, in 1 year or two got shot in the head, the other one overdosed. Like and it's just why, you know, like God, like kind of I didn't realize like that happened to God. That God, that was, you know, like man, just life goes that way, man. We're not in control of things when our lives are out of control, and when we're living on the edge and living by ways that are not ordained to be positive and to bear good fruit, ever living in ways that are selfish and self-serving and stumbling in our path, then you're open for anything. That you could be doing the good things and the right things and still end up dead. But it's not God's fault. God's learning. We're learning. Like we're going through life, like this, and God felt that pain. He felt that death as if it was him because he just died right then. You know, so like, it took me long, but it's been now so about 4 years, to realize that God is good and that He was actually there for me, and was there for them, and I realized, it wasn't His fault. It doesn't mean that He's not a good God. He's an amazing God, better God than I ever dreamed He could have ever been. You know, but no, when after my struggle though with God, like nobody can tell me different. No one's gonna shake it or stop it. I met this woman. I met this woman named Jessica, and like amazing woman. With her until today, the best things that ever happened to me. The most amazing woman. Like, just we even we were celibate for like going on almost 2 months because we were going by the Bible. Like we were doing it God's way. As it's just said in the Bible. No sex before marriage. Even if like marriage is a man thing, you got to get a legal paper signed and you do under before God, but yeah, you do it legally, and then you can consummate, then you can have sex, right? So we did that, went by that, and but then this one night she just started talking to me about like what she really believes. Like she never really opened up too much about it. She was told she believed in God, but just differently. She never really explained how though, and I didn't really ask too much. I just tried to knowledge her on the ways that I knew God, and she just very wisely went about it, and we was clean too for a good little bit, and like all the way clean, like off of methadone, off of the drugs, everything, all of it. And then, well, this one night, we ended up doing a little bit of GHB, and we had sex, right? And I'm telling you, like right now, like this conversation we had, like it opened up a door within me, and all of a sudden, something was speaking through me to her, and then I had my mind was open to this knowledge that I did not know before. I knew things that I've never known, and I could talk about stuff that I never had any idea about. And I just had this knowledge that just download information, and I could hear the other side. I could hear beings speak to me inside of me, like this was not gonna wasn't crazy. I'm not mental. I have no mental illnesses. I'm not on any medication. I'm not supposed to be on medication. Like a lot of people, mistaken, when they're in their drug addiction, it creates mental illnesses, and to appear like you have mental illnesses, like you have these problems that that you need medication for because there's something mentally not okay with you. When in all reality, it's just that the drugs you're on, like if you're not on drugs, like you're Gucci, you're good, you don't need none of the medications, so like, and then when you realize that, like, so like, I mean, like, not crazy, not Looney Tunes, I don't hear voices all the time, but then if you do, like, then that's what's up. That means you got a connection, to the other side that most people don't, and the voices though, if they're dark, if they're telling you bad things, and that means you got a connection in you that you need to cleanse it, you need to bless it, and get God flowing through that right there, because that means you got a very valuable, a very awesome, ahead of the curve ability to hear from the other side, to hear beings, like other beings out there, like this world will tell you you're crazy, you need to be up on medication, which stops that, which hinders that, but yeah, so like, man, she opened my chakra was opening up, my third eye, I had all this download knowledge, all this information and stuff, and then this crazy thing happened to her. I can't speak on it, say on it, because I have respect for her. Let's just say it just was not normal. It was, don't know, but it was out of this world. Like, didn't think that. The only time that happened in movies, but no, happened in my bedroom, right? And then a few days after that, I experienced the end. I experienced ascension, right? Basically, And then Jesus spoke to me in my head, right? There it is. There's my crazy story. That's what I, like, and I was in this, and this happened over a period of like 4 days, right? And like, and then whenever I was like given a prophecy, and the first day when this happened, when I was hearing getting down to knowledge and hearing these beings, I was given a revelation of the end of the Antichrist, of how the world's going to go, of impending doom, and I learned that those were negative ETs, those were the bad ones, because the light beings are not going to give you a prophecy or a revelation or a message of impending doom. No, they give you courage, light, love, hope. Things to the hopeful so I was on this path, and I was thinking about then back churches talking about partnering up with your pastor, like basically like speaking to me, telling me like, because I know like they're speaking to me of what I'm going through, and this is crazy, and I'm actually hearing things, and like for real I'm like hearing little other beings, so I know I'm like talking to God here, or an angel, or a spirit guide, or whatever, you know. And like, so God had to stop me in my tracks. And poof, like, look, no, this is what's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen like over a period of like 10, 15 seconds, and then boom, it's done, over with, and then Jesus was right there talking to me in my own body, like it was his voice, not my voice, talking to me, and then I would talk back to him with my voice, like. How insane, like this sounds like you was on you were tripping hard, you took like too much acid, something. No, I didn't. I wasn't on nothing like that at all. Like, and so, you know, yeah, that's so, and it's all when I met this amazing, woman named Jessica Floyd, she's my soulmate. They really think she's my twin flame. Like I believe that because souls are created. There's a male and a female, right? And created in the pairs, right? And you separated, and the male goes and lives his life, female goes and lives his life. They don't always be together. Sometimes they are just really good friends, but they like to be with other people, And you don't always like want to be with if you got twin, you don't always want to hang out with your twin all the time. You don't always you don't want to sleep in their bed, every single night. You want to go have your own life too. You know what I mean? Like, so it's the same thing. We were very much in love, and she has helped me open my eyes and the doors to higher truths, and cause then all of a sudden I was guided into these books, or I got to the bookstore, and then she found books like, hey, you might like check this, looks good, check it out. She didn't read about it really, I read the back, and like, oh dang, yeah, I'm getting this one, I'm getting that one. And bang, it just told me everything I needed to freaking know. Like, man, that answered all my questions. Like, man, how the Bible, and they tell you, and how the church tries to stop you from going outside of it. I know why they do that now. It's because they want control of you. They want you to think they got all the answers, and they don't. They don't at all. They don't have any of the right answers. Like, they got all the wrong ones, and they want your money for it. It's like ridiculous, man. It's just so messed up. Okay. Sorry. I get off. Okay. All right. And now, if anybody wants to get off and just say these Looney Tunes, feel free. I'm telling you though, like, if you believe, if you have that hundredfold faith that God can do all things, and that all things God can do, and you believe that much, and you that devout, and that's what happened. I got clean. I went to church, and God just told me, man, it's time to put it all down. Stop it all for me. It's time. Don't rely on your disability. Don't rely on anything but your ability to trust and serve me. And I did that, man. I did that because that was my belief. But that was my belief system. So this.